just like that, it's Sunday already, and guys, we're giddy. We're giddy. We were backstage, excited because the man is back. Yes, it's been a minute since we've seen him, but let's not get him in right away. Let's not get him in right away. I got some bad news, a bit of good news for you guys who tune in regularly, unlike my guest. But this upcoming Sunday, tomorrow is actually Saint Jean Baptiste here in Quebec, so that means, well, we're not working. Majority are not. And then next week is Canada Day. I'm going on a little weekend getaway with the family, so I won't be going live Sunday. So I'm just letting you guys know in advance, but there's going to be a pre-record that's going to drop, and it's not weekly comic wrap-up. No, it's going to be something totally different, so keep an eye out for that. Now, let's get into the, we're gonna hype up the man of the hour, because he's been away from YouTube for a little bit, and of course, I've done plenty work with Newbie in the Newbieverse, so bringing him here is always exciting. So guys, he is my favorite Uruguayan Canadian, simply because, well, he's probably my only Uruguayan friend. But guys, Newbie, what's going on, bro?
What is going on? I don't know how to YouTube anymore, so just let me know if I fuck up or I mess up or whatever. What's going on?
You could swear. Don't worry about it, but not much. I love the comic display behind you. It's definitely an upgrade from the last one. But what's going on, yo? It's been so long. Let the people know, because you've been going through changes, big things coming your way, of course, which we won't get into. But
yeah,
big changes coming for Newbie, and of course, changes just passed, right?
Yeah, no, a lot of things happening. Summer's here officially. Birthday this week. Uruguay's playing. Italy's gonna lose tomorrow.
Oh,
so it's just been a whirlwind of things going on, but enjoying the summer so far. Been hunting a little bit here and there, but just totally different, man. Honestly, I don't miss. Like I've always liked the whole being asked to be on shows, not to actually run them anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna say it. Like it's more relaxing this way. I don't have to worry about anything. Just you give me the information. Okay, cool. And then we roll. So yeah, I'm not envious of your position.
There you go. Okay, that as long as you want to position it that way, I appreciate you saying it in a very weird way. How much you appreciate me, sir? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's it does take a lot of preparation for the shows. I don't think people realize this, but every week I think I'm hitting maybe 60 slides prepared for you guys. So yeah, we go through a lot of information. But the Newbieverse had a lot of slides too, man. We had a lot of good times. Dynamite picks of the week. We had a lot of good stuff going, man. I miss it. And of course, you're sporting Rocksteady, who is a big part of that. So
always, man. If I'm not rocking Rocksteady, I'm rocking you. We got to keep the family, full front. How the wrestling families do, right? I don't know. Usually they always promote their guys. So I always got to promote you and Rocksteady.
I appreciate it. You don't own anything of mine, so I don't know what you're promoting. But besides the point,
I got a Yankee hat. I'm just like,
there you
go. BC. So,
but yeah, Noob. You were actually at a show today. You went to. I saw your ID.
Yeah, well, I was at the Ancaster Toy and Collectibles show. They advertised it as 160 vendors,
but
there was maybe like 30.
No.
So yeah, I don't know.
Was it a full weekend thing?
No, it was just a one day, one shot. It was $10 to get in. If you wanted to get in between 9:30 and 10, and then afterwards it was $5. I got there super early, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go rock it. And I did like 3 turns. I was like, all right, there's like nothing here. So yeah, that was it, man. I mean, I don't mind. I was off, so like whatever, it gave me something to do, and like I wouldn't have known kind of what was there, right? There's always that. If I don't go, I don't know what's there. So whatever. But yeah, but I didn't do anything, didn't buy anything. So on to the next one. That's all.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same, but no. It's like I said, long weekend, a lot of activities with the kids. I told you just before going live, I literally just got out of the theater from watching Inside Out 2. which is actually really good, dude. It's actually a good movie. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I heard
man.
good reviews. Like I was saying to you just before, right? Like I heard so many good things on the radio about it and things like that.
Yeah.
Like they're doing like Barbie numbers. So that's pretty huge.
Really? Well, I haven't even checked that, to be honest with you. But yeah, man, it was really good, man. Like I
Yeah.
told you, even I was I was feeling the new emotion, the anxiety, because I took my youngest kid, and so he was giving me anxiety, plus the red guy with the anger. That was me in a nutshell for the whole movie. But yeah, man. So it was great. But yeah, happy to have you back, man. It's been a minute. I hope we see you a little more on
Yeah. Yeah.
the
And we should disclaim, right? My views are not views of yours or your show. So
again.
I do apologize if anybody gets offended. They're my views, they're not BC's. So
And that is why we rotate guests every week, baby. That's the way I like it, man. Everybody share the way you guys, think about books and hot topics, all that fun stuff. But let's get into it. We're going to talk all that good stuff. And of course, we're going to hit the chat up first because we got Lefteros in the house, dropping the eyes. Keep an eye out on what's about to take place. So appreciate you being here. Derek, yes, Mattina created Newbie using AI. We're going to get into that topic, man. Yeah, it's crazy. DC doing some interesting things. We'll talk about it. I'm curious to see what the chat and of course Newbie thinks about that. TKO Collectibles is in the house, man. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate TKO coming to swing by. We got Captain Obvious Comics in the house. So what's going on, BC and Newbie? Appreciate you, brother. Phil saying, is the water warm enough? Yeah. Did you dip your toe, sir? Did you dip your toe? You jumping back in?
I don't know about you, man, but here in Ontario, it's been super. I like the heat. My South American skin, I love it, so I don't mind it. But I know people were like just complaining, and
Yeah.
I feel like I should have like little shovels. So anytime somebody complains, you just throw one at somebody.
Yeah.
Especially up here in Canada, right? Like, remember that? So
Crazy. Michael Baker saying Newbie showed this week. Yeah, well, he missed for a good reason. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it
Yeah.
at that. But yeah, it was Father's Day weekend, man. So
Yeah.
the guy had to get some stuff done. Good for Newbie, though. I appreciate you for showing up this week. Chia Pet's in the house. What's going on, Chia Pet? He stepped up to fill in the gap. Last week.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Newbie last second was like, "Yo, BC, so like not for anything. I don't enjoy your show, so I don't think I'll be there this week." So I had to convince him to come this week. So there you go.
That is not true. That's not true. One day I'll be able to talk about it. One day.
Yep. One day, Nemesis is in the house, brother. Look who's here. Yes,
Damn.
the countdown's on, guys. Nemesis, Milton. They just had I forgot what his name was. Promoter
Mitch?
from there you go, from Terrificon. So Terrificon the countdown is on. I know a lot of people are getting pumped. Did you book your flight?
I'm booking it either later tonight. I just been super busy with soccer and stuff like that. And I mean, Uruguay's playing right now, so my focus is your show and Uruguay. Just
Sure.
trying to be polite and so if I jump or do something crazy,
Yeah, he won't be getting too excited tonight because 0 goals. But yeah, Christian's in the house. Christian, thank you so much for coming to hang out. Who else we got here? BC telling us he's slacking again. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Next Sunday. It is what it is. Steph's Comics, man. Yo, cause of the rock and roll, brother. Appreciate you being here. You hear this chooch over here saying that Italy's gonna lose tomorrow. Well, what's going on? What's going on with this guy?
I mean, you already lost to Spain, so
Yeah, we did, right? We helped Spain. We put that goal in for them. That's what happened.
There we go. Yeah.
We're brothers. That's how we do. We help each other out. Is he streaming from Cell Block C? That's a very solid and valid question, sir. Yo, Lindman, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here. We got also, Steve, man, Team Nerd Herd in the house, brother. Appreciate you being here. Of course, guys, go check out Team Nerd Herd doing their stuff over on Nearing Nerdvana's channel. Love catching me some cover lovers, man. One of my favorites. So go support, show some love. We got Mellow Dope in the house. What's going on, Mellow Dope, bro? One of my favorite guys in the world, man. Uni X is in the house, man. Uni, yes, making an appearance tonight. Appreciate you coming to hang out, bro. Stopping by for a minute. Hey, 1 minute means the world to me, so appreciate you even swinging by. Why are you shocked? Part 1 was awesome. You're referring to Inside Out. Yeah, that shit was. Well, I've watched number 1 a trillion times, but yeah. I feel like we missed. Yeah, there we go. We missed Kenneth. What's going on, Kenneth? Appreciate you being here. We got Comic Ozzy. We're talking, of course, Terrificon. I know Ozzy's going to be making the trip down, so I believe Brian Brian's in the house. Brian LCS, of course. Comic Book Community Awards. Now you can now nominate who you want to be, moving forward into the voting stages for certain categories. But Brian, let me know if you're going to be at Terrificon, man. It would be awesome to see you there. Of course, we got Gear Up 260 Armin. Yes, dude, one of the best cleaners, pressers in the game. So appreciate you being here. We're going to be talking some interesting stuff that I always look forward to seeing what you're going to say. So stick around for that. I think we got pretty much everybody. Yeah, 0-0. If I missed anybody, no, we didn't get everybody. We got Constantino in the house. What's going on, Constantino? Jeb's in the house. Yes, man. The guy with the most energy in the world, bro. Appreciate you. And of course, comic knowledge. Appreciate Jeb. And Trev, the shipping guru, going live at 10 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Keep an eye out for Trev. Go show some love, support. He's going to be doing his thing with Evil Mike at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We got Canadian Survivalist in the house. And yeah, man, Noob, we got you in the house. And that's very important to me because it's been a minute. It's been a minute. So before we get into the FOC, I got to ask you, let's see how you are. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I knew that was coming. I'm ready, brother.
There you go. Okay. He's the toe in the water, guys. He's putting the... All right, guys, it's the FOC picks of the week. Now, of course, this is for June 24th. Now, two things. I just want to bring up two things. You can get your FOC orders in with Comic Legion. You get 5% off your first order by using discount code ENLIST. So Canada, brace yourselves because Comic Legion has now entered the chat. You get 20% off of the cover price already. And for your first order, you can get yourself an additional 5. I also want to mention they give you guys a 5% back cash, like a cashback program as well. So yeah, the discounts are pretty good over at Comic Legion. So go show some love if you're in Canada. And I also want to bring up Comic Nation, guys. Comic Nation, the OGs. Yes, if you're in America, United States of America, go visit comicnation.us. Get an extra 5% off of your order. You're getting 15% off, and you use discount code Black Crown, you get 20% off of your order. Now, guys, disclaimer. We're just bringing you information, not telling you to buy all these books. Make of it what you will. Just enjoy the show. And if you think one of these is along the lines of your interest, feel free. So, first book, Newbie, check this out. Annihilation to 2099, issue number 4. So you get the first appearance and cover of Silver Surfer 2099. I think I know where you're going to go with this. I think I already know where you're going to go with this. Annihilation's been pretty good so far. But what do you think of it?
I mean, we're what, 75, 74 years away from 2099 actually being here. So some of the younger people might actually be around for the year and those characters, not showing up. But we've seen this time and time again, right? Read aside, we've seen a lot of these characters kind of pop up, Ant-Man recently, Black Panther, things like that. You can still find, I think, Dr. Doom 2099 and dollar bins, that super shiny cover. So yeah, I don't know. As for the first appearance or anything like that, doesn't really do anything for me. If it's been a good read, I don't know because I haven't been reading it. But if it's for a good read, I would continue reading it. I mean, it's Silver Surfer, whether it's present time or 2099, can't go wrong with Surfer.
Yeah, but the Annihilation stuff is great. But not only that, look at this awesome incentive, bro. The 1 in 25 incentive for Annihilation.
Yeah.
Dude, it is homaging Silver Surfer #1. Absolutely incredible homage. I think this is very well done. I'm a sucker for the cover, right? Already the original one. So, yeah, now seeing this, I think it's neat, bro. For a 1 in 25, not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Now, are you thinking that this is going to be one of those that's going to be very heavily ordered just because of the read itself? Because I know you were talking, a few weeks ago about how, reading is now in. It's the cool thing, right? So do you see it being a hot seller?
I don't see it being a hot seller for the sake of the actual reads, but this here in particular, it's a very well done homage. I do think it could do okay. I don't think it's going to dip under ratio price. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think once you get something well executed like that, dude, it's awesome. That's all I'm going to say. It would look neat next to it. Although I know it's only Silver Surfer 2099. It's a great. There you go. See, Uni saying it, picking that one up for the homage.
I figured. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're,
I will say though, Like I like how they kind of went back to that 2099 like kind of font or whatever. I would like to see that kind of more modernized, if that makes sense to anybody. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It's totally just you. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just kidding, but I get what you're saying. Annihilation, like I said, has been a good read. It's not on the same level as the OG stuff. The 2099 stuff has been pretty good. What's up, Cliff? Appreciate you being here. But yeah, man, it's pretty awesome. And then Surfer as a herald of Mephisto, it's pretty intense, bro. So I love it. I love the concept. I love everything going on. So yeah, I think this is a great homage. But let's keep it going because there's a lot more books to discuss. Captain America issue number 11. Now I know you made a comment on my IG post about being a Captain America fan, but first appearance of Malik the Guardian in Death. Now, Captain America has been, again, at least for myself, I've not really been super enjoying it, but I think this is great information for Lefteros to be putting out because in case you guys missed it, pretty interesting character. It looks like we're going to be getting here with Malik. So, yeah.
So I've got on good words that Malik is going to be like Tosin. So this is definitely a book you definitely want to buy. Like this is a book.
Stop it! I know what you're doing.
You probably want to buy like 100 of these. I'm telling you right now, if you have kids, like especially in that 6 to 8 range, when they're 20, they're going to want to buy this book. Okay. It's got everything. It's got a sun. It's got a shield. It's a book. Like, get this one. No, to be honest, man, I really, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Captain America fan. You guys know that. I haven't been anywhere near this. It's funny though, because sometimes when I see these books like Lefteros, obviously I follow him and I follow you guys on what you guys do. But it's so funny to me sometimes when I see these because I'm like, that's the character, like that's the name we're going with. That's what, like some of the names that we're coming out with now, I'm just like, huh, okay, like, so yeah.
Well,
are you gonna be picking this up or?
Like I said, for myself, it's been really just reading Captain America. It's not anything that I've been going bananas over when it comes to the first appearances. There's been some covers that have been pretty neat as well. But no, I'm not picking this one up. Although, like I said, it's not been the most insane read for myself. It's been, rather basic. I've been enjoying it, but yeah, I guess we'll see with this
There was a Captain America book. I think it was like what 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think I thought the cover was pretty good. I think there's a first appearance in that as well. I think it's a female, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that one was a pretty good cover.
Yep.
Some of the variants. I can't remember which issue, maybe 10 or 9, something like that. Hey, listen, I don't hate America. Okay, like half my clothing says made in China, the other half says made in America. So
yeah. You're watching the Copa, right?
I am.
There you go. All right, let's keep it going because we got Blood Hunt Red Band edition number 5. Now, this being, of course, the Red Band. As you can see, there's a slight difference in price when you get the regular and the Red Band. We should know by now because we're at issue 5. But this is the explicit version of the 5th issue of the Blood Hunt crossover miniseries. Now, I've been enjoying Blood Hunt. I think it's awesome. I have not been keeping up with all of the the tie-ins and stuff like that because there's a lot going on, but it has been good. It has been very good. I genuinely prefer the Red Band, so yes, definitely worthy of a pickup. But it's these homage covers. Look at this, 1 in 25 incentive Avengers variant cover depiction by Rod Reyes. Now this right here, dude, they've all been exploding, and the only way for stores to really obtain this is if they're ordering the Red Band, right? So if you want to get this 1 in 25 ratio, you need to be ordering the Red Band, which is $1 more. It's $5.99 US. So yeah, just something to note. But it's again pretty neat homage, and we'll see. The cover is nice. I believe that's Miles Morales' hand there in the robe. So yeah,
hard to tell from angle. Yeah, you think so?
It looks like it.
And there's definitely a spider web. It's darker. Yeah, for sure. It could be possibly.
Yeah.
I just seen the number 1 1 in 25 is still going like crazy amounts.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I like the homage. I like that aspect to it. If I'm a Miles fan and that is Miles's hand, I'm kind of like, what the hell? But other than that, I mean, it's a cool cover. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't necessarily think I would pay, For me, it's a little bit harder to get some of these because most of the time I might be the one having to buy, like, say 20 copies in order to get that 1 in 25, depending
Yeah.
if it's, not a hot topic, right? So I probably knew right off the hop that this one might not be it. I mean, even number one, none of the shops around here even qualified for that 1 in 25. And even afterwards with that heat. So I probably won't be seeing this one locally anytime soon.
Yeah.
But if you can get it, yeah, definitely. I probably wouldn't be paying. I mean, what are they going to be going for? Like maybe 180, 200, somewhere around that range Canadian. So I'd probably just save my pennies for that.
Well, we'll see for this one. I could tell you that issue 1 has popped significantly and
Yeah.
still holding so far.
I think
Doing
it's like
relatively well.
280, 300,
Yeah,
somewhere
dude,
around there, right? Yeah.
it's well over the 200 mark. But I do want to shout out some of the homies that just popped in because we got Ferdbird in the house. We got Dan Delatorre who popped in. I saw Ben pop in a little earlier. We got Guy Forge who popped in. So, guys, anybody, if I missed you, I apologize. Keeping up with the chat. You got JF. Yeah, I see you, JF. Cliff, of course. Nothing but love for Cliff. I noticed he called you a cutie. I guess for me, I'm just the guy who's here. Uruguay's apparently on the board. Newbie
That's
hasn't
right.
jumped up yet, so good. You're keeping composure.
I'm trying to stay professional, man. This is about you. It's not about me.
Yeah, but all right. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. Now let's keep it rolling because Venom vs. Reborn number 2. Jeb, I know you're in the chat. Let's talk, baby, because we got the first appearance of Viking Venom, and I swear to God, Newbie, by no means did I ever feel like I needed such a character. But then after seeing this, look at this 1 in 100 incentive.
No, this is
guy's a beast, bro. This is insane. This is insane.
This is exactly what I mean. Like when I saw this, when Lefteros posted it,
yeah,
I was going through it and I'm like, seriously? Like
I love it. I love
like,
it.
I wish I could be in those boardrooms. Like if my boss came up to me and was like, Joel, what are we doing here? And all I had to say was, have we tried Viking? And he was like, I love it. Let's do it. I think I would be a more successful person, but I don't know. This dude, honestly, this was one of the ones that I had to look at myself and be like, what's going on here?
I'm the complete 180 of you because I did definitely order the trade. There is a trade available for this. They're true. Love it. But it's sick, bro. It's sick. It reminded me, dude, I was like, it feels like Venom in the time of God of War. It looks amazing, bro.
I think why I think it was like funny and kind of corny was just because, like, I don't know about you guys, in the chat or, wherever you guys rewatch this or you hear this, but just like that Venom horse thing is still fresh in my mind. And then I saw this and I'm like, okay, where are we going? Like, what are we doing here? Right. So
yeah,
that's just kind of where I am. I thought it was a little bit corny, but if people like it, I'm not going to hate on it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I have to hate on it. So,
yeah. So, Uni, that's what I'm saying. It's a great cover. The 1 in 100, it might be harder to obtain. I don't know if many shops are going to be ordering 100 copies. We'll see. But there's the trade available. That's my cheap self way of getting this book, right? I'm going with the trade, and yeah, it's a banger, bro. It's real.
Because, dude, 125 for this, or obviously in Quebec is different taxes, right? But like, you're looking at 120, 130 for this book. I don't love it enough to pay that much. You know what I mean?
Derek, hang tight. We're gonna get on that topic in just a minute. But yeah, no, dude. Yeah, forget taxes, man. Just
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like that's how I figure it. Like that's how I think now, right? It's like, would I really pay that much? I don't know.
But yeah, Uni, it is a regular as well. You can get it as a trade, so you can get it at cover price, and it would just obviously the Venom vs. Reborn number 2 over on it. But that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna opt out and get that. But the 1 in 100, I'm gonna be keeping an eye out to see how that does on the secondary market. But let's keep it rolling, guys, because we've got Dark Knights of Steel All Winter number 1. This is the foil variant cover by Omare. Now, I think the cover is gorgeous. I again keeps reminding people I'm not the most loving guy when it comes to foil covers, but it is neat, man. If I'm not mistaken, it's also available as a non-foil. But yeah, pretty awesome. Dark Knights of Steel. Here we go into the next chapter here. But yeah, what do you think of the cover?
I like Tom Taylor. I love the cover, to be honest. If they could just crop that DC sign at the top left there, I think it would make so much more sense. But no, I'm digging the cover for sure. The fact that it's a foil, I think it's going to be one of those that people just kind of gravitate towards and pick up for sure. But yeah, definitely a very sexy cover.
Yep. I agree. I like it a lot, and I agree with Chip at saying that the blue is going to pop for sure as a foil.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
a given. And I get where you're going with the DC logo. You would have preferred to see it as a Virgin
Yeah.
variant.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what this is gonna look like? Is that something is killing the children? That blue there is gonna. I think it's gonna pop just like that.
Hmm.
So if you have those still, I think it's gonna be good because I do agree with you, Pat. I think that blue is really gonna pop.
Yeah, it's gonna look crisp. But all right, let's keep it rolling because Deadpool and Wolverine, World War III, number 3. This is the movie variant, and of course, it's got that friendship locket that we've seen on so much promo stuff when it comes to Deadpool and the Wolverine movie. So again, I think this is pretty neat, especially considering the whole locket has pretty much been everywhere. It is actually a great marketing in order to obtain this. I guess you had to buy tickets to the movie already, so I mean, I know some people already selling as well, so there's that's going on. But yeah, pretty neat. I prefer the movie variants of the actual images, right? Like example, straight from the movie type thing, because you get one with Deadpool. You know what I mean? You're gonna want to probably try to get Ryan Reynolds to sign it. So, but still a neat cover. I think this is neat.
You know, I didn't even think about that with like the whole signing thing. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I really just think that this thing needs to like really come out already. You know what I mean? Like there's just we're getting to that point where like a lot of things are getting leaked. You know, just we're getting back to that Spider-Man thing. We're like, oh, this person's gonna show up and this person's gonna show up. I'm
yeah.
finding that more and more. I'm kind of like listening about it. Like I'm kind of like ugh, because I just remember how we were with the Spider-Man stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the
Like
Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, man, this is a neat cover. Now let's keep it rolling because Marvel Zero number 1. This is the 1 in 50 incentives. Now this is a Virgin variant cover by Ryan Stegman. You've seen this before. It was the Free Comic Book Day
yep.
cover as well. Now the book is pretty interesting because I believe it's going to consist of some of the Free Comic Book Day books that were available from Marvel, and it's pretty much combined inside this book that we're going to be getting. So I don't imagine we're going to see many 1 in 50s out there because most shops, one, it comes as a pretty penny, right? I think it's like $6.99 US, so that's already a heavy coin. So how many 1 in 50s we're going to see out there in the wild? Not too sure, man. I don't think we're going to be seeing many. I might be wrong, we'll see, but I don't think many people are going to be picking this one up, so it could
No,
be a sleeper.
I actually agree with everything you said there. I was actually going to say verbatim. So this one might be a quick slide here because I definitely agree with you. I don't think there's going to be many of the 1 in 50s, and with that price point, I think it's going to deter a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's see. Well, I'm curious to see how many we'll see on the secondary market for this one, but keep it rolling. And yes, I agree with you, Pet. The stories in this were great and the
Mhm.
cover is dope. So let's keep it rolling. We got Scarlet number 1, Energon Universe doing its thing. Cover B right here. Character spotlight, variant depiction of Storm Shadow by Jason Howard. Now, Lefteros also, when he sends me the slides, does put a little information here and there. He'll send me something that he has as write-ups, and he was he was positioning this in a way where I kind of agree with him, because a lot of these Energon universe books are going to such later prints, right?
Mhm.
Now here you have Storm Shadow on it, and the more these later prints come out, Newbie, correct me if I'm wrong, be honest with me, you see
Mhm.
these later prints, do your eyes roll? You're like, okay, dude, like we've seen this a million
Yeah,
times, right?
definitely.
What's kind of good about that, the eye rolling, is that many people are going to pass on it, right? So then
Yep.
you get the opportunity to be, I don't want to say it's going to be more scarce, but you get where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah,
It's
that tends to happen, right? Like that's kind of how it goes. But then you also have, your other side of the coin that, obviously they're at for example, they're at a 6 printing because it's been successful, right? Like they're not going to continue going if the numbers aren't there. So you kind of have to be careful. 100%. I love the art on this, to be honest with you. Before I saw any of this, I'll be honest with you, dude.
yeah,
Uh, I thought it was like a Shredder Ninja Turtles thing, and then I looked up because like my eyes genuinely went straight in the middle, right? So I was like, oh, Shredder, and then I
no,
look up and I look at it, and I was like, oh shit, no, it's not. But I love the art on this, man, and I'm biased when it comes to those white, black, and red covers. This one just art wise has it all for me personally.
Yeah, Uni, man, it's been a full week. You saw my IG. You saw how I keep my stuff, nice and clean, my slabs. But yes, it's been a week of Hawk to us all week, baby. Spit on that thing, guys. What a week, bro. What a week it's been, eh? What a week. Anyways, I have so much I want to say. I'm not going to say. But Leftero saying very, very low overprint on Energon later printings. Exactly. And that's the plus side to,
And and 5 years from now, those people, if I can I say those people, I don't
yes,
know,
of course.
they, them, whatever. I don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean? I think you're going to be really successful down the road with it, 100%. It's just, I don't know. Most people, when you get to those later printings, it's kind of like, let's look at something that's killing the children, right? You look at that 8th
Yeah.
printing. I mean, it is what it is, right? 9/8 are like what, $40?
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I agree with Baker saying that, if you're a completionist when it comes to Energon Universe stuff, dude, it's expensive. Like Void Rivals once gone to like what, ninth printing now, so
yeah.
it hurts the wallet.
But it's so like they're not dumb, right? So like if they're continuing to do them, obviously there's making money, right? If they weren't making money on the 6th and 7th,
Yeah,
don't think they're going to be making an 8th and 9th. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they're doing their thing, man, and they're killing it. But anyways, let's keep it rolling because Superman 16 cover B. This is Zatanna and Superman cover depiction by Zerdy, and I know Zerdy fans are hardcore as well. I put
yep.
them in the same category as like Scott Campbell's and so forth. But what's interesting about this is an amazing cover, amazing cover. Now Zatanna's got her own, run coming out here, and they're using this on Superman 16. So this is awesome, man. I love this cover. I think this is a great cover. I ordered one. So good.
Sorry, Hyper's comment.
Where is he? Where? Oh, Hyper's here. Hyper's here saying, tuning in right now. Don't know what you guys are talking about, but I disagree with Newbie. There you go.
Brother, I love you, man. I miss you. Hope to chat soon, man. Yeah, but yeah, dude. It's always a laugh with you. Dude, I've always talked about, and maybe it's been a while because I haven't been on YouTube and you guys don't remember, but I love the covers that kind of have that old, like in this case, a magic show or like a movie style, those old school movie posters things. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I hate about this is the fact that Superman's on it, and I get it; it's a Superman book, whatever. But like,
that's what I'm saying. Yo, take him out of the equation. This is
it would look dope. Yeah, center her out a little bit more. But yeah, this cover, the covers, the art, everything about it pops. Hannah, like, yeah, I'm all about this one.
Now, my bro Derek is saying that the Villa Lobos is better. Well, brace yourself, brother, because there it is, the Villa Lobos as well, man. This is incredible as well. I love the cover, so good. You definitely got to, at least myself.
They went with White Girl Booty like 2001.
Yeah, that's borderline a carpenter's dream, right?
Yeah, that's like Taylor Swift. Somebody was like, Taylor Swift, and then
yep, nice flat sheet of wood right there.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just saying, in today's age, like, let's okay.
All right, I guess we all know what kind of booty you like, but yeah, man, the Lobos is a great cover. Love Villa Lobos covers, and yes, this is an easy grab for myself as well. So 2 covers for Superman 16 that are just killer. And like I said, I'm surprised this cover right here is being used for Superman 16 and not the Zatanna, series that's doing its thing right now. So pretty interesting. Now, let's keep it going because Venom War #1. This is the John Tyler Christopher variant. Now, I saw on Previews World, they had, the option to select this without even the cover reveal, and I automatically grabbed it. Now, I know some people feel it's redundant. I felt the same way and still feel the same way about Nakayama, but some of them just slap. And this one for myself is just well done. I love it. I love this cover. Guys, I know, shops are already pre-selling CGC 9/8s. I know Gear Up is actually, offering that as well. If you guys are interested, hit them up. But yeah, man, dude, neat cover. I think this looks great besides the black suit Spidey one. So,
I mean, these have all done really well. It doesn't matter what character comes out. Like, they've all done pretty well. If you're a Venom fan, you're obviously going to get this. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you're obviously going to get this. Like, there's just no way around it. Yeah. I will say this. Venom is, Venom, Silver Surfer, Iron Man. Those are my 3 characters. I would definitely get this. This is insane. I love the way he's depicted. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I think it'll do really well. I think a lot of people are going to go pick this one up. It's one of the better ones. However, it doesn't necessarily look like a negative space one. If you know what I'm like,
I guess.
you know what I mean? Like, it just looks like it's a blank, and then Venom's there because there's nothing really like. Make this an all black one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just have like the spider and the eyes and the tongue come out. I think you could have done something like that. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't necessarily look like a true like negative space to me.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, right? They didn't use the negative space well enough. So the white part on, with the symbol on his chest could have been done maybe slightly better. I think it's great though. I still think it's awesome. I love this cover. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for this cover, so I'm totally picking it up. You see it a little bit on his back though, right? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that's like where you kind of see it, but yeah, I think they could have done a little bit more.
Yeah,
for sure.
Uni, like I said, pair this up with the black suit Spidey one, man, it's gonna look amazing. And I would totally go. I wouldn't even send this to CGC if he was doing an in-house signing. Hell no, bro. I want the JSA label with the black on the top, right? It's gonna look like it's gonna pop better, in my opinion. But yeah,
JF's with me. I think it honestly, if you got a creative mind and you could do it, or somebody just Photoshop it, do this one in all black and just have the eyes, the tongue, the teeth that pop out, and tell me that does not look amazing. Shoot, maybe I should just become a comic book cover artist with AI or something.
Yeah, Chiapette, there's the Spider-Gwen, there's also the Miles, there's other ones too, but the two black suits, I'm a sucker for that. But anyways, let's keep it rolling because Venom War #1 has the Crane variant that everybody started talking about. Of course, it's featuring that Venom horse that we all saw within the Last Dance trailer, right? Now, guys, I know what you're all thinking. This is whack, right? For sure, at first glance, everybody was like, dude, what the hell? Now, Clayton Crane, I'm just going to put that out there, is doing this cover. Clayton Crane fans, we all know how you are, and we all appreciate you, but I think this is neat because with the success and talks, of course, both negative and positive from the trailer, one thing that stood out was the horse. Now, being on this cover, it's pretty neat, bro. I think it's awesome. So shout out to, Marvel just capitalizing on that right away. Now, how we feel about the character itself, that's a whole other ballgame. A whole other ballgame.
First appearance of a black horse is in Zorro #1. All right, guys. So that's the book you definitely want to get. Stay away from this one. If you're banking on spec for the movie, the first appearance of the black horse is Zorro #1. I know somebody's gonna be like, actually, it's in a whatever Western, but just for the sake of this joke, let's just say that, okay?
Yeah, but again, yeah, Uni. I know how everybody feels about the actual character. I think it's neat. Personally, I think it's neat. I am picking it up. I'm totally grabbing this because, hey, who knows, man? Maybe the movie drops and that's gonna be the highlight of the movie. It's the horse. Maybe the horse is just the star of the movie. You don't know, man. There's so
yeah. Remember oh shoot, what was it? After the frog and all that and the animals, and everybody was like, oh, and Loki, yeah, and everybody was like, oh, it's gonna be all the animals. Yeah, maybe who knows, maybe after Venom 3, like the horse is like, I'm the leader, and then it's like all the animals.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's like Chiapette said, it's fun, right? They capitalized on the trailer, and this is pretty interesting. So yeah,
keep your wives at home though. Keep your wives at home.
100%. Lefty was saying, I don't think this is going to be an in-story Venomized horse, but who knows? Either way, Crane did his thing, and the late edition should help this. Yeah, I think it's cool that they rolled with it. That's exactly what I said. I just think it's neat. But all right, let's keep it rolling because Nyx #1. Yes, it is on the thumbnail because Nyx I look forward to reading, but this Artgerm cover also available in a trade. Look at this 1/100, man. Gorgeous cover, bro. I really feel like Artgerm killed it. Artgerm always puts out great work, but this is a sick cover, man.
I wish more people around here would buy it so I would have an opportunity, because this one right off, like, again, black, white, red, women, it's got it all for me. So yeah, I would definitely get this one, but unfortunately I won't come anywhere close to it because I would probably have had to have bought like 86 copies, and yeah, just not worth it. But if anyone gets it out there, man, congratulations, because this is a great piece of art.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what it's pre-selling at right now on eBay. So I'll take a look as the show continues to roll. But yeah, man, Uni saying I bet it's gonna go for 150, 180 out the gate. So it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me, man. Like I said, I didn't check the sales yet, but this is gonna be a sick cover. Like even as a trade, it looks great. So
Yeah.
definite pickup. But let's keep it rolling. Witchblade is back, guys. Cover A right here. Reimagined origin of Witchblade as well. So Witchblade #1 is going to be coming out. Keep an eye out for that. Now, this itself is a very, very nice cover by Mark Silvestri, but the one I think everybody's going to be eyeing is this 1 in 50 incentive. Now, what's actually interesting about this, guys, is that there's even a higher ratios available. I think it goes like up to a 1 in 1,000, dude. Like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 250s. They're all out there. But Campbell crushed this cover. I think it's sick. I think this one does relatively well, man. I think shops, I don't know what it's going to mean for the actual cover A's or the B's, right? But I think shops are going to go for the 50 mark easily just to get this one.
I think they will. I think you'll see this one. If there's the 1 in 1,000, that's the thing that you get into, right? That's just common sense. I'm not, spitting knowledge or trying to look smart here, but when you get into the 1 in 25, 150, 175, 1 100, 1,000, one that, like it just devalues a lot of them. So it just depends on what you want to go for. Art, story, if you're just going, you want to read it, this is something that you want to do, just grab the cover A. If not, I mean, definitely grab some of these incentives if you like the art. This one's pretty dope for me though. I admit.
Yep. Campbell did great. But guys, those were the FOC picks of the week. So of course, support Left Arrows by visiting comicnation.us. If you're in the United States of America, get yourself an additional 5% off of the already discounted books that are 15% off. You can use discount code Black Crown for that extra 5% off. And of course, Canada, welcome Comic Legion to the game because yes, online, you can order your books every week. 20% off already, and you can use Enlist as your first discount code, giving you an additional 5% off. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Cover Price. Go check out Cover Price over on YouTube as well. I tend to make appearances every now and then, so you could come hang out with myself and the gang on Friday nights, going live, usually at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, check out the website, man, because it is the best comic book price guide around, at least in my opinion, right? They're non-biased, bro. They just give you the info. That's the way I like it.
And you know what? Because they're so great, man, use code word newbie 105_money and get yourself another 1% off. All right?
Yeah. Don't do that, guys. Absolutely don't do that. But Noob, it's time to get into my favorite stuff because you and I used to talk a lot of the market stuff, right? You would do monthly specials on certain things. So it's going to feel awesome to, go through this once again with you, sir. So I got to ask, market report, you ready, bro?
I'm ready, dude.
Let's do it. Guys, busting solos is backstage. I love it.
I got ahead of myself.
Yeah. Market report, guys. Looking at lists, CBSI, Cover Price, eBay, Go Collect, Ferd Bird. I know you're in the chat. You were in the chat. I'm watching your show. Like I said last week, I watch everybody's show. Brian McClay, you talk about it. I'm watching it. And of course, I gotta say, Michael Baker brings the fire every week. Yes, the Baker Shakers are intense again this week. In fact, not many books from the lists this week. Yeah. We're going all Baker Shaker almost. So keep an eye out. We got some fun books. So first book, Predator #1, man. First appearance of Predator in comics. Now, there's been some news, but I found this pretty interesting how a CBCS 9.8 sold for $550. The book came in at #2 on Cover Price, #6 on CBSI, and it's whack, in my opinion, because I've seen CGC 9.8s even after the fact sell for way less. I don't know what kind of sale took place here.
Comic Tom.
No.
Dude, honestly, yeah, that's a little crazy, especially it being CBCS. I haven't checked on market for this book in a very long time. It's one of those books that I think everybody should have, to be honest with you. I get that it's sometimes, like up and down, with obviously them at movie 25, it seems, and more coming. So it's always up there, but yeah, it's a little shocking. That price seems a little high for me, but again, I haven't really checked what the market on this book has been since maybe 2020. So yeah. I don't know.
I'm actually really happy that I picked up. I got the full run of this Predator, so I picked up the set from an LCS here, and I picked up the set for I think it was $30 or $40 Canadian, and The number one's a pretty high grade. I would say it's probably a 9.6. At best 9.4, 9.6 range. Who knows? With the new 9.9s, we might get a 9.8. But yeah, man. So it goes without saying. It's an awesome cover, great book to have. And yeah, man, especially if you're a Predator fan. Joel's in the house. Joel's, what's up, baby? What's up, brother? Yeah, good seeing you. But yes, Chiapette, good, cool book, great character. Prey was awesome. Can't wait for the sequel. So yeah, exactly. And be careful on second print on Predator #1. Very true. All right, let's keep it rolling because we've got Fame, Mike Tyson, #1. And yes, I know you love this cover for sure, but Matthew Waite, one of my favorites when it comes to the 8-bit covers. He absolutely kills it every time. But this was a Fan Expo Dallas exclusive and was limited to 200 copies. Raw copy sold for $115 US. It was a cover price shaker. And what's interesting about that, dude, the book was available for $30 at the expo, right? So, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys. I'm not by any means trying to say Toronto is this amazing hub where celebrities come. They just obviously come. But Mike Tyson seems to be at a lot of signings here. And I bring that up because I really do think that this is one of those that would look great with a signature, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
115 Raw.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah, but he's in the headlines, right? Like he's in the news. Like he's supposed to fight Jake Paul.
The fight's coming, baby. That's who he's knocking out right there.
Exactly, right? So yeah, I would expect this thing to, if anything, gain a little bit more traction as we get into November when the new fight's going to happen. But again, if I could get this, knowing that I could get Mike to be around and sign it, I would get it just for that simple reason alone.
Now, would you get the Paul signature, the Jake Paul?
No.
Does it depreciate your?
No, not necessarily. Like, I mean, I'm 36. I know how old you are. It's a new generation, like YouTubers. I mean, there's some YouTubers in here. There's some influencers, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, that's just the way it is. Like, we have to understand, we go to work, but there's YouTubers and influencers, young kids making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
The younger generation views Jake Paul in a certain way, right? We might not. We just think it's stupid, but the younger generation, that's kind of what it is, right? So for some, it might be something, but for me, I don't necessarily need Jake Paul to sign anything.
Yeah, I find it funny. Chiapette is spot on saying an 8-bit cover summoned Pacino. But yeah, man, Punch Out. What's up, Pacino, by the way? Punch Out, dude, absolute classic, man.
Oh, yeah, big time.
I actually really enjoyed Super Punch Out on Super Nintendo. That was like the bomb. But yeah, man, so pretty neat cover for an exclusive and a pretty interesting sale. Now let's keep it rolling because the cover price key of the week had Batman 251, a book I wish to have in my collection, even in a low grade because it is such a classic Neil Adams cover. But a CGC 98 sold for $38,000 US, man. Not too bad, dude. That's
so sometimes like not like a lot of times just because I use my credit card and my debit card, but sometimes I've got change like a toonie or like a couple quarters and I'm like, maybe I'll just get this, right?
Yeah,
that's probably how somebody thought when they bought this. They're like, I got like 38,000 here, take it. That's pretty much because like in today's economy, certain collectors, I mean, I don't see it. I really don't. Love Neil Adams is a classic cover. I used to have a 3.5 of this like way back in the day. I think like 2017, 2016, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So it is a book that I've had, I've sold, I've gained again, raw, everything. I don't see it. I really don't. For 38,000. I don't know. So
it's pretty intense coin right there.
Yeah. I don't know. There must be, like maybe someone said, hey, I'll suck your dick if you buy this for me, or I'll take you out on a date if you buy like something, because I just don't see it for that price.
Cool.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
Yeah, but yeah, no, man, it's a classic cover. Like I said, I'd be happy with this in a low grade for a way cheaper price, just to have it, in my collection displayed. Gorgeous book. But let's keep
Derek. I'm with Derek. Sorry, I'm with Derek. It just, it seems very risky.
Yeah,
what I remember the book. Yeah, just nah.
Yeah, but all right, let's keep it rolling because we've got Uncle Scrooge in the Infinity Dime. We were talking J. Scott Campbell covers. Now here's the 1 in 50 ratio. This book just dropped last week. You got a raw high for this at 137 Canadian. Now I was seeing pre-sales at ratio price started to gain a little bit of traction upon release, hitting 80, 100, 110, and then we see a high sale of $137. But a fun fact, if anybody read this book, we got to see the Scrooge above all, which was in this book, man. And you saw it on the Pastrovecchio cover, right? You saw half of him kind of like in a different look. Well, that was pretty much it. So that's why I say the Pastrovecchio cover is not a bad grab, man. I hope you guys did get one. Not that it's a spec book, not that it will explode in time, but J. Scott Campbell for this particular cover did a great job. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, great cover. Yeah, definitely. 137 Canadian, eh? You do Canadian on this? Shoot,
I do Canadian USD. We gotta. I
thought I was the only one, man. I really did. I thought I was the only one. So no, that's kind of cool. And it dropped last week. I don't remember this one.
Yep. So it was the 1 in 50. It's a sick book. The read was great, and I really think this is a nice cover. A lot of good covers are available as well. I read it, has lots of potential to be a good story. Yeah, dude. I hope we
have to check it out. Might have to check it out then for sure. Yeah.
Well, let's keep it rolling because check this, guys. This is an interesting Baker shaker. I want to put this into perspective. For you guys. 4-color issue 15. It is a Baker shaker. Now you got Felix the cat here on the cover, of course, holding his fish, baby. CGC 1.0 sold for $250. Now Michael Baker hitting me up on Instagram, sending me this sale, saying, "Dude, look at this!" And lo and behold, not even done intentionally. Newbie, do you have any information about this?
I believe I am the buyer.
There you go. Not even done intentionally, man. So Baker sends me the book. Dude. I knew you bought this book, so congrats to you for picking this one up. Yeah. But yeah, man, explain why you picked this up.
So basically, I'm a huge Felix the Cat fan. Anybody who knows me personally knows that if I ever have children, like I've always joked, I'm like, let's name it Felix. If we get a pet, let's name it Felix. Like just everything. Everyone in my family close to me knows I like that name for some reason. I've loved the character. When I came to Canada, there was a short series animation on it. I always watched it. It was just a cool character for me. Definitely trying to find the trifecta. New Funny 66 is just an impossible book to find. Yeah. There's not that many. This one as well, right? Like this one doesn't really come up that much. I gave it 24 hours and I was like, okay, I'm going to make a offer. It was at $550, I think it was, and then we were able to come to $250 plus free shipping. So I was like, let's do it. So here's the thing too, though. It's interesting because a lot of people also think like there's like some books you just know, right? Like that this book came out before that one. There's facts, there's this and that, but 4-colors 15 came out November 1941.
Yep. Okay. And the 1.0, by the way, that you actually purchased, it actually presents very well for a 1.0.
It's not faded, and it's actually attached as well because I have the graders note and everything. We went back and forth. He gave me a lot of information. So it's shocking that it's still attached. But I also will say, so 4-color 15 is November 1941.
Yeah.
Funny 66 is July 1942.
Yeah.
But New Funnies is the first appearance of Felix.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep that in mind. So this is supposed to be, I think somebody had messaged me that Key Collector has this as, and I quote, first U.S. issue that has Felix the Cat in the title, though it is 4-color number 15. So just awesome cover. And like I said, one of my favorite characters. This cover pops as well, man. Like the red, I love it. The fact that Felix the Cat is, the title is so big, this, that. I just love everything about this book. I'm trying to finish my trifecta and a little bit of my Felix the Cat run. So as soon as this one came up, I had to get it because, like I said, I gave it 24 hours.
Yeah, it's a good buy, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah, but it just doesn't come up that often. So I would also, recommend people or suggest, if you are after some of these books, these are the books that you kind of just want to grab quickly because they won't sit too long.
Yeah. Goodbye, brother. No, honestly, I think I think it's awesome. I think it was a good pickup. Like I said, I got to see the actual copy itself that you bought, and it presents very well for a 1.0. Congrats, dude. It's good. And of course, knowing you're a Felix the Cat fan, I love what Derek said, because your first kid's gonna
I
be
know.
named Felix and the second kid the cat. But yeah, man. So congrats on that one. Unintentional Baker Shaker, by the
Yeah.
way.
No, it was. Yeah.
Michael Baker had no idea it was you who made this purchase, so I just felt like putting this on was necessary. So let's keep it rolling. Blade number 1, guys. Check this out. There's only 6 CGC 9/8s on the census. This is a San Diego Comic-Con 1997 preview, dropped before the movie. So check this out. A CGC 9/8 sold for $230 US. Baker Shaker, of course. Neat book, not many people are aware of. Dude, with all the Blade stuff up and coming, like, I was surprised to even see this make a sale, right?
I think maybe it's got to do with, some people thinking, hey, this is kind of where rock bottom is for this book. Maybe I'll grab it now before it heats up again. But
yeah,
I want to say on the contrary, I think it's the complete opposite. I think you still have enough time for this thing to kind of drop.
Yeah.
We kind of know, and in this business or community, whatever we're calling it these days, it's always the same. It's a circle effect. A movie comes out, a book gets hot, yada yada yada, then it dies off, right? I think just wait, because in a few weeks we get Deadpool and Wolverine. Everything is going to be Deadpool, Wolverine, and whatever characters come out of that. Some of the other properties, people might want to just get rid of some of that stuff, and that's where you can probably find a good deal on it. I think $230 US for this, even though there's only 6 on there.
Yeah,
I think it still has another ceiling or another floor to it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I do think the fact that there's only 6 on the census, gives it that scarcity in a 9/8. Plus, I wonder how many copies even exist, right? If
Well,
it was
that's what
only
my next question was going to be. Do you know how many exist? Or
exactly, I don't, unfortunately. But given the fact it was a San Diego Comic-Con in '97 preview, right? Like, how many people held that throughout the whole con and actually treated it right? I don't know if people were putting it in their backpacks at that time.
but it's
Bagged
also
border.
90s too, right? 90s. I mean, they made like a shit ton of them too. So that's
Yeah.
also the other side of the coin that you could kind of toss up, right?
Yeah, you got Critical Entertainment who entered the chat, man. What's going on? I appreciate you guys swinging by. But yeah, man. So pretty neat cover right here. CGC 9/8 selling for $230 US. But let's go to the next book, because it is one some would even consider a modern grail. You got Spider-Man issue 12. This issue 12, I think you remember the cover A, where you have Miles and Gwen, kissing upside down. But this 1-in-25 ratio by Richard Isanov, I think I said it right. 32 Universal 9/8s on the census. CGC 9/8 sold for $400 US. Not bad. Not bad. This, in my opinion, is doing very well. Even considering, right, where the market's at.
It's crazy when this came out, how well it did, how well it's still doing, because of the fact that, again, when it came out. So it came out during, that whole spec stuff and this and that, and there's not really spec to it. It is an amazing cover, hard 9/8,
Yep.
like to grab. I want to see the numbers on that. I would grab this. I didn't know it was this costly, to be honest with you. When you first showed it to me, I was like, oh, that book. And then
No,
my mind went to, why are we talking about it? Like, it can't be that. And then I looked at the price and I'm like, holy crap. Like, even at 400 though, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, but exactly what Hyper is saying is that 400 is considered a steal for this variant, because the 9/8 raw copies almost sell for that much, and that's exactly it. Is it's just one of those covers that stood the test of time, right? We were talking negative space. I think this is very well executed. You can see them holding hands there, but it is such a well done cover, and it is standing the test of time. CGC 9/8 for $400 US is not too shabby, and for a modern book. I think it's good. I think it's a good buy. Whoever bought this for $400 US didn't do too bad.
And
I
this
see
is
a
the
lot
future. This is the future, right?
Yeah,
like, these 2 characters are the future.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people in the chat, saying like never seen it before. Now they want it, so it's just a great book. Very well done. Cliff saying my ass is phenomenal. Goal scoring experience. Jesus Christ. Black background. Yep, it's amazing. And that's another thing, is the all black covers, right? Coming across the 9/8 could be a little more difficult, but yeah.
Was it a $1,200 book? Just
1200.
was it
No,
at some point? No.
I don't think. He might be right, man. I could double check that, but yeah, it was going for quite a pretty penny, man. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's crazy.
yeah, great book, great pickup. So let's keep it rolling because we've got Batman Adventures number 12. Yes, sticking with the theme of 12's first appearance of Harley Quinn in comics. Yes, being specified because if you did watch the cover prices shakers last week, and of course I mentioned it last week as well, there was a debatable first appearance of Harley Quinn, but in a comic form, yes, this is definitely the winner. CGC 98 sold for $2,100 US. Baker Shaker, dude. Again, I would say a more modern book. This is amazing. Amazing. 2100 Harley Quinn. I don't think I need to say much, right? One of the
So
yeah.
again, I always used to say on my show, I don't know if people even remember my show, but I used to say, the word markability a lot. And I always thought that the reintroduction of Harley Quinn, with Maggie or Margot Robbie, I always butcher her name. That made her super popular. So you have, I always talked about how, around Halloween time, you always see, like little children, little girls, young girls, a little bit more sluttier, middle-aged women, older women, they dress up like Harley Quinn. It's a very popular character. It's marketable. You don't have to go all slutty. You don't have to go all prude, but it's just a very marketable character. And I think that, down the road now where we've seen her in her own movie, we've seen her in Birds of Prey. I guess that's the same thing, in all these Batman movies and things like that. We can kind of say now that, hey, like this character is here to stay. This is one of those popular generational characters because even to this day, you see people on Halloween dress up like this. Like there could be like 500 Harley Quinns. You go to any Comic-Con, you're going to see probably about 10 or 20 of females dressed up. Now, I shouldn't say females, whoever wants to dress up like Harley Quinn, kind of dress up. So the character alone, read first appearance, all that aside, like Harley Quinn, anything is just going to sell. It's very popular. And we always talk about, what people are going to want to grow up and buy. This is one of those that, the younger generation is definitely going to want to go and buy just because it is going to get to that pop culture, era, if not already, right? I put this one with Thanos, to be honest with you. Though these two books, I put them kind of in a pop cultural sense in the same way.
Damn, yeah, that's a bold but valid statement. I agree, man. I say already at that status, at that level, right? Like you said, household name, not just the younger crowd, but of course, even ourselves and older, man. A lot of people want to pick up the first appearance of Harley Quinn. If you're a fan of Batman in general or just anything, like Harley Quinn is just up there as a big character. Now, this is a comment I wanted to just highlight by Derek saying 2100, but then the next day one sold for 1680. A lot of volatility, and he's not wrong because he's saying wait for Joker 2 and it'll drop.
Yep,
We'll see.
absolutely.
We'll see. It might do the opposite. It might do the complete opposite. But yeah, I think it's a book that we'll always see going up and down, but will hold the test of time, man. It's Harley Quinn. I don't think I need to say more. Yeah, I agree with you.
I think a lot of people are scared with the whole musical thing. I really do. Like even
of course, but it's not gonna tank. It's not gonna tank Harley Quinn, and nothing can tank Harley Quinn when it comes to the first appearance. In my opinion, as a comic collector, comic collectors are always gonna want that. Forget the average fan who's gonna go watch Joker 2, right? Like, I don't think.
But BC, it. Everybody in the chat knows it. We could shit on something and we're still gonna watch it. How many people were shitting on She-Hulk? Guess what? They were the same motherfuckers watching it every Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember when it came out, but that's the same thing. Same with Star Wars. I don't watch Star Wars. I never have watched Star Wars, but the same people that are hating on it, guess what? Are still watching it week to week. So you're gonna go watch it if it's a musical or not. Like, let's stop fooling yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I will. Unless my wife says, "Hey, you know what?
You're gonna go see it, man. You're gonna go see it. I'm gonna transfer you the ticket or something. You're gonna go see it. I guarantee.
I'll come to one of your empty cinemas. You're gonna post up that week. But yeah, so let's keep it rolling. Check this out, man. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos issue 12. Again, sticking with the number 12. First meeting of Captain America and Nick Fury. CGC 6.0 sold for $316 US. Baker Shaker. I think it's a neat book to own, man. Especially, for comic reasons, of course, it's a great book to own, but maybe even as an MCU fan, right? I think it was a huge moment when we saw these two, connect on the big screen, post credits and all that fun stuff. I think this is a very, very cool book to have within your collection, especially if you're a fan, like I said, whether it be MCU, but comic wise as well. I think this is a very important meeting. I wouldn't put it up there as, the first time the X-Men met the Avengers, but it's a cool book to have.
Yeah, I think you also forget that this is the first appearance of Captain America wearing all blue trunks and a black belt, because usually he wears a brown belt. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Yeah, no, definitely a cool cover. I remember in the middle of the, like the, COVID, whatever, spec era, as I like to call it now, and I joke around.
Yeah.
First meetings, like, heated up. I'm shocked that this one wasn't there back then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember talking about this one. Yeah. I feel like this one should have been one that you do talk about. I love this style of book, though, like cover. When we talk about like art, things like that, I always talk about like old Avengers, old Fantastic Four, just pure art. This is one of those that I really do love the art. Given the character in the middle, probably a pass, but yeah, I think $315 US is a little steep for me for this, for a first meeting. But hey, whoever bought it, congratulations. I don't know what it's like to have a D-list character. So I don't know.
Stop it, man. Stop. You praised Iron Man, who's been the D-list character for the longest time. But
he saved everybody. Okay.
So. Yeah, well, MCU. But anyways, yeah, man. For you, 315 seems steep, man. I think this is a good buy. I think it's
so.
Great, yeah, it's a great book to have in the collection, man. A 6.0, dude, 315. I'd be comfortable. I'd try to shoot for a 7.0 at least. But yeah, I think this is an awesome book, man.
You changed, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like, some people were talking about it. Like, you changed. So,
yeah. But yeah, man, Cliff, you heard Newbie. It's the all blue trunks. That's the sale. But yeah, awesome book. Let's keep it rolling because we got Eminem, who's back, of course, with a vengeance.
Houdini.
Yeah, I don't know how you felt about Houdini, but we'll see how you feel. Stop. Let's see how you feel about this book because Eminem Punisher Kill You, 133 total graded copies on the CGC census, and a CGC 9.6 sold for $999 US, coming in as a Baker Shaker this week. Now, we've seen Eminem covers with your boy, of course, Iron Man. We've seen other ones as well. There was that exclusive that everybody went bananas over for the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, so continuing the Eminem, theme that we've been doing the last week or two. This one is one that I don't want to say a lot, but several people tend to not even know about existing. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this?
I didn't know this existed. I also don't know why Punisher is pointing his gun like to somebody 4 feet or shorter. Is he pointing at Hyper? Who knows? I don't know. But it's kind of clear that all you need in order to make money is maybe put Eminem on your cover. So maybe those Wee Poo books, maybe just put Eminem on the cover and they might sell. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think I would spend $1,000 US on this, to be honest with you. Great, dope cover if you're a Punisher fan. If you're a big Eminem fan, like I like Eminem, just I'm not the biggest Eminem fan. Yeah. I just wouldn't spend $1,000 on this, especially on a 9.6. Like, I don't know if I'm like a 9.8 diva when it comes to that stuff.
You are.
I don't know. This I don't know, man.
Yeah. So AOA, this hurts my feelings just reading this, but he says, I worked at a 7-Eleven and laughed at this Punisher Eminem book for months, and now you cry. Yeah, I don't blame you because, dude, $1,000 in a CC 9.6, it's absolutely nuts, man.
BC, sorry, I don't know when your spiel. When did this release? What year?
Dude, this goes back, I want to say early 2000s, man.
Early 2000s? Okay. Yeah. Well, I wasn't familiar with the book. Like when you showed me the slides we were going to talk about, I was like, oh, what is this? But no, I had never seen this. So
yeah. But anyways, let's keep it rolling because Wonder Woman issue 38. Look at this 1 in 100 ratio by David Finch. And dude, a CGC 9.4 sold for $310 US. Finch crushed this cover. I look, I already know what you're thinking. This looks like a cover you could have probably gotten at cover price, right? Is that where you're heading with it?
I was gonna say there's too much shit on it. Like, hear me out. You got Wonder Woman on the side there, then you got the barcode, then you got the new 52 in gold, then above it you have the issue number, then the number, then the DC, then the DC logo, then the art. Like, there's just too much. Like, your eyes just kind of, I don't know about you guys, it goes to her face, and then I go to Wonder Woman, then the blue sign, then the yellow. Like, the ass is like the last thing that I see on it. You know, like the art, the detail in the back there. I'm not trying to be sexist. Like, that's just how it is, how I'm looking at this book. I just think there's a little too much on it. I think this one would have been great as a virgin. You know, maybe an exclusive with less of that stuff on it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I just want to shout out Ben, who's watching the show. Ben LaRouche, he just hit me up on a message and called me out on a mistake. So shout out to him, because it's actually issue 13, not 12. I don't know why I put 12. So just Howling Commando, Sergeant Fury. It's issue 13.
The show is going downhill, man. Oh my
not 12.
God.
I've changed. I've been slacking. Like, hey, 60 slides, bro. Give me a break. But yeah, man. So the Wonder Woman, I think also you got to remember, dude, like, not many shops were ordering 100 copies of Wonder Woman 38, right? So that scarcity, again, plays factor into these sales. But a CGC 9.4 selling for $310 US, that is pretty impressive, man, just to see. My eyes don't go to the face first, I will tell you that. Yeah, for sure. Guy,
listen, they end in the right position. They go to the right spot. Don't you worry. But I'm just saying, just at first glance, there's just too much for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, we know how you felt about the Villa Lobos cover when it comes to the so I know how you feel about this one, but we'll keep it going, because, guys, check this, man. Amazing Spider-Man 301, covered by Todd McFarlane, of course, pretty much copy paste of ASM 300. But speaking of which, Newbie, tell me what you think about this, because the CGC 9.8 of this book sold for $1,626 US. This, for me, is mind-blowing. Don't get me wrong. It is an absolutely cool cover. I have 301. I have a Canadian price variant, to be honest with you, as well. But seeing a $1,626 US sale for this, it's crazy, because personally, I would take that money and go get 300, right? 300 is the book for me.
Yeah.
But even looking at the 9.8s, there's a couple hundred 9.8s on the census. So this was a pretty interesting sale.
So one of two things like came to me when I saw the price when we were going to talk about this one. First thing I thought of was, okay, maybe somebody new thinks that it's like a different variant of 300 and it's like a good deal. I don't know, right? Like, that's just,
yeah.
And then my second thought was, maybe it's some Spider-Man collector, because there are a lot out there, who has majority of the run in 9.8, and he was like, fuck it, I don't want to chase this. This is a very hard book to grade and especially get into 9.8. So maybe it was just one of those people that were like, you know, fuck it, I'm just going to get it 9.8. I don't care about the price. The price probably wasn't anything for him, and that's where it was. But I agree with you, man. For that price, I'm getting 300, or I'm getting a few of them raw.
Well, raw for, you're talking about for this one?
No, for like 300. Like, I would take that money and go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't touch this book. Like, you used to be able to find this book pretty much everywhere in the early 2000s, like 2008 to 2011. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It still kind of isn't, but
yeah, no, look, I'm hitting up eBay right now as we're discussing, and I'm looking at 301, and you see the books that are available in a 9.8. There's quite a few. There's several of them.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But this is also a book I've never really paid any attention to, because everybody knows after 300, it's like, meh.
Yes, but what I was getting at is that several copies available, and you're seeing buy now or best offer 2,300, 2,400 Canadian, and then you've got one that is 1,500, but it's the Toy Biz variant, right? So
yeah,
the Toy Biz is, there's, I think, maybe 30 on the census, so that's, again, I can get it, I guess, but yeah. So Gear Up saying that 301 always sold in this range, and
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, he's not entirely wrong. I mean, we're looking at sold items right now for this book, and yeah, you get one signed by McFarlane, $3,133, sold June 4th. So just to give you an idea.
I don't know about you. I know this is off topic. I am so sick of Todd McFarlane signatures, man. Like it seems like every freaking gold label out there is Todd McFarlane. Like it's just, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Michael Baker's about to drop you and unfriend you in just a minute. So, but yeah, man. So Amazing Spider-Man 301, 1626 US, man, for a CGC 98. But check this. It's not Amazing Spider-Man 1. I actually put up the wrong slide, but this is actually Invincible Returns. So just to give you an idea, first appearance of Grand Regent Thrag, 24 Universal 9/8 on the census of this Invincible book. And CGC 98 sold for $2,684 US. This is a very impressive sale and comes in as a Baker Shaker.
GTR, man, first appearance of GRT. Only 24 available. Invincible has been crushing it. I know just, from my conversations with Rocksteady, learning about the run and how scarce some of the later printings are and stuff like that. Like Invincible is just a different animal. But when you get into prices like this, like you kind of have to step back and be like, hey, whoa, what's the deal here? How many are on there? Who's chasing it? But it's super popular. A lot of people are on it. And, I'm not surprised by this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So again, pretty impressive sale. Invincible killing it on all aspects. CGC 98 selling for $2,684 US. I felt the need to throw in that scroll at the bottom because another boo-boo by me tonight. But Invincible Returns is the book, and so big sale right here for this one. Comments: Jim Lee is the MJ of arts, Chiapet. So very fair, very fair. Hyper saying, doesn't this price come close to the price of a 9/8 of Invincible 1? Yeah,
I know what I was thinking.
Yeah, it actually does. So pretty interesting. And I want to shout out Mr. Longshort, who actually posted this on IG. That's where I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is a big sale. So definitely got to talk about that. All right. We spoke Yankees, bro, but baseball's greatest heroes #1. Look at this Mickey Mantle photo cover. Now we spoke photo covers, of course. I know you're a Yankees fan, so I felt the need to put this up here because a Mickey Mantle cover sold in a 9/8 for $150 US. Now, for those of you not familiar, obviously Mickey Mantle played for the Yankees. I believe it was in the 50s, somewhere around there. So yeah, man. Pretty cool book. I think this one dropped in the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So it's funny. I actually came across one of the early menus for his restaurant like a few days ago. I went to this guy was selling sports memorabilia. I was like, yeah, I'll come. And he actually had some menus, and I'm thinking about still buying one or two because I think it's cool. Yeah. But yeah, this is, I mean, if you're a Yankee fan, Mickey Mantle, one of the greats, Marilyn Monroe's, lover, married to her, some say he beat her, but it was a different time. So whatever. But yeah, this is I'm biased when it comes to this. Like I see, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of what we talk about, what we like, and just, kind of buying whatever you like, because some of the other books, somebody in the chat or somebody watching this might be like, hey, that's kind of my favorite book, and you're not wanting to get it. But for me, like, I would get this in a 9/8 for 150 because in my mindset, I wouldn't want to chase, just a 9/2 or a 9/4, things like that. I would just want it 9/8. So this for me is an easy, like, I'll pay 150 and get it. But again, I'm the wrong guy to ask because, like, I'm biased. Yankees, Mickey. It's a great price. At 150, you can't really go wrong. So
yeah, I think 150 is like, dude, easy money to spend on such a book, especially if you're a fan of the Yankees and, of course, Mickey. So, yeah, pretty interesting sale. But all right, let's keep it rolling because X-Men #3, first appearance of the Blob. That's right, baby. So check this out. A CGC 3.5 sold for $410 US. Again, Baker Shaker. The Blob, bro. Do you remember the Blob in the X-Men movie? How terrible that was? That was horrendous. And then he like blobbed into whatever he did and went into the water. I hated that. I hated that so much.
The Blob, not marketable.
Yeah, no. Right? Stop, man. Some of us can relate, bro.
The thing with this one though is you run into the same issue, and it's not an issue, but you run into the same issue with Spider-Man collectors, right? Like X-Men, a lot of them out there. They always want to get those early covers. This is issue number 3. I mean, it's going to be one of those desired books. And again, you got a lot of people who, you know, started later, right? Like Fantastic Four. I know tons of people in Fantastic Four that have like issue 800 to, I don't know, issue 150, right? Like, or 150 to 800, what, you know, whatever the case. And now they're just starting to get to that, you know, those big books. And I think that's what you're seeing now, right? You're getting to those times where people are trying to complete their runs, and you're going to see a lot of these sales moving forward, right? I really do. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men, you're just going to see it because a lot of those people that want to complete those runs, they're getting to the point where the guys that owned it are kind of unfortunately dying or, you know, trying to sell before they pass. And yeah.
No, I agree with you on all points that you brought up for this book, but the fact that it is an earlier, you know, X-Men book, you're in the first 3 issues, CGC 3.5 at 410 does not surprise me. Good sale right here. But let's take it to some Silver Age because yes, I love these first Silver Age appearances, especially when it comes to the Batman stuff. Batman 189 here gives us the first Silver Age appearance of the Scarecrow. You got CGC 4.0 that sold for $355 US. Baker Shaker this week. I feel like Cliff, who's here in the chat, might agree that this is actually a good buy.
You know, again, I haven't really done YouTube in maybe a year and a half, so things might have changed. But I was always saying near the end there that a lot of the DC stuff was undervalued for a very long time. And Batman's got a lot of great villains. I do think that moving forward, we're going to get better stories and things like that. So they're still undervalued in my opinion. But I mean, like you look at Scarecrow, you look at Silver Age Penguin, I mean, Poison Ivy, not even first silver appearance, but just her first appearance is so cheap compared to like some of other, you know, Marvel stuff. I think this is a great sale. I can't remember if a 5.0 in Canadian was like 800. So I guess that would kind of even out. I think that's kind of where you'd get this. If I do the conversion in my head, I think, yeah, that's kind of what you're looking for, right? The 5.0 is getting you 800, somewhere around there. So 4.0 at 355. Yeah, I think that's kind of on point. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, it's a good sale, man. I like this a lot, but it's not the only Silver Age stuff we're going to talk about. Check this. You got the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman in Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane, issue 70, and a CGC 7.0 sold for $525 US. Again, I think, you know, these first Silver Age appearances are great. I love this, and I think this is a good pickup.
I've always loved this book. I don't know why. It's this one, and there's another one that's like very controversial for Lois Lane. It's the one where she goes into that machine and then she comes out as a African American lady. I can't remember what issue number that is, but those two I've always wanted. I don't know why, but I've always said, you know what, I gotta have those in my collection. Just never amounted to it. I'll find them eventually, but yeah, this is definitely a great book. DC fan, you know, Batman fan. You kind of want to have this one. Price point wise though, like, do you think it's a good like price? Like, would you?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I think it's very fair, man. For, you know, it's his first. It's dude, it's Catwoman first Silver Age, 525 for a 7.0. I like, you know, when I try to pick up books, I'll aim for the 7.0 and up when it comes to Silver Age. Like, I'm okay with that. But yeah, man, I think this is a good pickup. I like
7.0 with whites too. Like that white's gonna pop. So yeah, I'd be interested to see. Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Now I want to end it off on a pretty interesting one because check this, man. Incredible Hulk #1. This is an Israeli edition. Look at that. First appearance of the Hulk. It actually has, I believe, Hulk 1 and 2 within this book. And a CGC 6.5 sold for $2,750 US. I love international books. I think this is awesome and a great alternative. Now, as a, you know, somebody who is nowhere close to Israeli, I don't know how I would, you know, be, you know, comfortable displaying this and be like, yeah, I'm so proud. But yeah, regardless of the fact, still first appearance of you know, the Hulk. So yeah.
So obviously I'm a big Simpsons guy. There's an episode where Homer's trying to buy a car and he goes to this, like, I don't know, Russian, Serbian made up country, and it's a small car, and the guy's like, yeah, you just need to put it in H. You need to put it in H, and that's literally what I think about when I see this for some reason. Yeah, like the international stuff, it's there's a special market for it. It's a good alternative. I like the fact that you use that. It is a good alternative if your Grail book, like a Hulk 1, in the US is just out of reach. Because let's face it, I mean, a 2.0 Hulk 1 is like 17,000 Canadian.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, I don't know, still 2,700, maybe stay away from it. But again, it could be the alternative, right? So you never know. A lot of guys I know who pick up the international stuff, pick it up and then flip it right away because they have somebody who's going to be paying more for it. There is just this crazy international, you know, comic world that I don't think most people know about. So, but yeah, it's good. I don't know. Again, this isn't one that I would be buying at that price point, even if Hulk was my favorite character.
Yeah. And I understand the main reasons as to why, right? Like, I'm sure if this was a Uruguayan edition, you probably would be willing to spend that coin.
You know, it's funny because I almost bought a Spanish version of Tales of Suspense.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty awesome.
It depends.
Yeah.
Depends.
But guys, that was the market report for tonight. Now we got one last segment, Newbie. We're gonna get into some of the hot topics, and there's a few of them that I want to get through with you. So let's hop right into it right away. But for the last time, sir, are you ready?
I'm ready.
There you go. I appreciate you skipping on the Uruguay game to talk about all this fun stuff with me tonight, sir. So we'll get into it.
It's actually like I'm staring at it. I'm trying to be polite. It's like, yeah.
I've
got my hands in between my legs, so when they do something, I'm like,
oh, okay. You keep your hands there, sir. When they do stuff, whatever you're into, I don't care. But anyways, look at this. Let's kick it off with the Blade stuff because it's still ongoing, and there was two things that came out regarding Blade. So Marvel's Blade reboot was developed as a period piece set in the 1920s. So that's apparently where we were at when it comes to the script. Now, the current version is set to take place in present day for the MCU, which I hope is the case because we just saw, you know, the ending of Eternals in the post-credit scene. You know, we heard him. But also, I saw some news that Mia Goth will officially play the villain Lilith in Marvel Studios' Blade, despite the overhaul in production. So I saw that this week, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So it looks like, you know, we're getting a little traction, but at the same time, we know what kind of a mess it's been when it comes to Blade.
Go get your Ghost Rider 28s, right? Like, that's pretty much what this says to me. I mean, the 1920 thing doesn't really necessarily mean anything for me because, I mean, Dracula, he's immortal, like all that stuff. Like, it kind of just fits, right?
Exactly.
I think newer people might be like, well, wait, he's not going to have a cell phone? Like, no, I don't know what you were expecting because, yeah, that's kind of like Blade. I kind of dig the fact that they're going that route. Yeah. However, like the fact that they're going 1920 surprises me that they didn't go with, say, a youngerish actor, right? Because if it's going 1920, in order for the character to kind of catch up to where we are now, it'd be interesting to see, you know, how long it's going to take and how old he's going to look, right? I mean, like, it's just one of the, like, just, you know, thinking out loud kind of things. But the Mia stuff, I mean, I think that was the case like even last year, right? I think that's what we were all talking about. That's who we thought she was going to play anyway. I think there was just a little percentage of people thinking that she was going to play some like an ally, but I mean, clearly that's not the route.
Yeah, just to add to Chiapet's comment, because I see what he's talking about, but him being around in 1920 doesn't stop him from being around in the Eternals. No, I'm not saying timeline-wise for the sake of age or whatever, it would just make sense. What I'm saying is we've seen now where he's at in present time, right? So he's come to meet Black Knight. Now, I would like for them to continue from there, right? I'd like to see where we're headed with that rather than we get another, I don't want to say origin story, but we're going to go back to 1920. It's like, I get it. You know what I mean? I want to speed up to see where Blade's at now in the current MCU. Although, you know, do we necessarily need an origin story is my question here. Like, do we want to?
I think you do.
Yeah.
I personally think you do, just simply because of you're going a different character. It's not Wesley. It's a different generation. The last Blade movie was like, what, 15, 20 years ago, it seems, right? So I do think that you kind of do need that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I guess simply because the selfish side of me just wants to see things progress, right? I just want to get more into where we're at in today's time as opposed to...
And you know, I do want to say one comment. I don't know if you're going to touch on it or maybe, you know, somebody read about it, but like I've been hearing a lot that Marshawn Ali, he assumed that this was going to be kind of like a Black Panther thing, like a
Yeah.
mantle, like where he was going to be around for a while. Now, I just want to say,
No,
I don't.
he wants to treat it in that manner where,
Oh, okay, okay.
Black Panther himself within the MCU had such a dominant presence and was a very important role, right? So, that presence that he brought, Chadwick acts, dude, he killed it, absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he was implying, is that within the MCU, that's pretty much what he wants to bring forth, right? He wants Blade to be at a forefront, have
Okay.
a very big presence, and I disagree. I don't disagree with him. I think
I thought maybe he thought it was going to be like one of those like mantelpieces, because I don't necessarily think that Blade is going to be like a guy leading a team or one of those. I think he's just going to be that badass, like yeah, he's a badass character and stuff, but I don't think he's like the leader or the guy that's gonna take you to that next level. I think he's more supporting after a few things, right? So
and Chiapet saying that he's the one that's being picky with the script and directors, and he should be. And 100%, man, take your time, get it right, but let's not take too much more time. It's taking way too long.
Well, it was supposed to come out this year, right? That was the thing, right?
Yep. So, anyways, but enough Blade talk. Let's get to some other stuff, because if you're a gamer, some fun stuff dropped this week. Just want to bring it to your attention. I'm a gamer, and I actually have the arcade cabinet done by Arcade One Up that gave me X-Men Children of Atom. You have Marvel Superheroes, and you have the Punisher on that arcade cabinet. But if you don't have the arcade cabinet, you can get those 3 games. Plus, you could also get X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom, and of course, Marvel versus Capcom #2. All great games, incredible games. I love them all. I love side scrolls, and I love fighting games, man. So these are classic games. I think this is great if you're a gamer and a comic book fan, or whatever. Like, I just think this is awesome. Like, I look forward to this relaunch. The only, not relaunch, but like I guess we can call it a relaunch, whatever. They didn't the only thing I think was a miss is they didn't enhance the graphics. It's just pretty much the same. Like, I think done something a little better with it, but it's what it is, man. Are you gaming? You picking this up?
Yeah, so Bomberman was dope. I remember playing that, and then Tetris. I love Tetris, man. Like, to this day, I don't think I could load groceries, or like if I go camping, or like even like getting the car ready for Terrificon. Like, I always think of like what I learned from Tetris,
Yeah.
So Tetris, Bomberman, definitely games that I dig.
Yep. So who was it that asked? It was Cliff saying why they tossed in the Punisher. So, like I said, the arcade cabinet, it already comes with Children of the Atom, and it comes with Marvel Superheroes, and it comes with the Punisher. That was the bundle. So I guess it's just easier for them to throw it in, whatever it is. But it's actually a fun side scroller game. I really enjoy it. So my kids play it, and they should not be playing it because like you're whipping out guns, and there's like hookers when you open up doors. So yeah, it's an awesome arcade. I'm happy about this. So yeah, just wanted to
in all seriousness, this is, like you said, this is something that gamers are definitely going to like, comic book or not. Like, you're just going to get this. Like, we all played Street Fighter. We all played Mega Man. We all played, all of these games. So, yeah, definitely. It's dope, man.
Yeah. But all right, so let's keep it going, because Spaceballs, man. I was just talking to a colleague of mine about Spaceballs. I love the movie, bro. And the fact that, Spaceballs sequel now is going to be made from Mel Brooks and Josh Gad, reportedly in the works. Brooks is developing, Josh Gad set to star and produce, which is pretty interesting. Now, Gad's a pretty funny guy.
He's probably going to be the villain. I guarantee you he's going to be the villain. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, he's going to be the villain.
Could be, but it's one of those things, bro, where I kind of feel like, there's certain movies that are considered classics. Like, I don't want to see The Wedding Singer 2. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Scarface 2. I don't want to see certain movies done again. Spaceballs, I absolutely loved, and I still watch it to this day.
Well, didn't they just come out and say like Pineapple Express, and there was one other, Superbad. They came out and said like a few weeks ago, they're like, we're not doing a sequel. Like, they'll never be a sequel, which I thought, like, you never say never, because like in 40 years, who knows what you want to do. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, some you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like the original came out in what? 82, 81?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Like, we're kind of getting to that 30, 35. Like, us, it's kind of like, oh, you can't do that, and like we're the gatekeepers. But at the same time, it's like these new people that they could probably capitalize on.
Yeah.
They're going to, because the movie is essentially just like what we're saying, right? Like in 20 years, it'll be 50 and whatever. But like this movie's kind of getting to that 30, 40-year-old mark as well, right? Like,
Yeah, for sure. Armin, appreciate you. Yes. Let me know. We're gonna get to the AI talk, and I'm curious to know what you think about that once we get to it. So catch you on the replay. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. I just hope they don't botch it.
E7? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want them to ruin this. So JF saying 1987 with a
87.
question mark. Yeah. So yeah, it could be. But anyways,
Well, almost 40. I mean, I was born 88. I'm gonna be 36. Like, yeah, it's almost at that point. It's not like the movie's gonna come out tomorrow either, right? Like, it's just in the works, which means it's probably gonna come out in like 3 to 5 years.
Yep, we shall see. But yeah, I felt a certain way. I'm both happy but also concerned, right? That's where I'm at with the emotions here. But all right, let's keep it going, because Ralph Innocent, check this, man. On being cast as Galactus in the Fantastic Four, he recently spoke, and I don't know if you've heard this guy talk, bro. His voice is so like intimidating as fuck, man. It's insane. But he says, I'm not someone who knows the whole lore of Marvel. My son is an expert. He's been schooling me for the last couple of months. I read the script and I was like, it's cool as fuck. I'm happy that he's pumped about the script, right? So I have a feeling, as we're building up to Fantastic Four, we're a little bit concerned, but at the same time, I think we're going to be blown away, man. And I really love this casting. I don't know how you felt about it.
I like it. I've heard the guy's voice, because that's what everybody was like, oh no, you got to hear the voice, and I did, and I thought it was it suits it. But I kind of took it like a comical approach to this, where he's like, I'm not someone who knows a whole lot.
Yeah.
I just, like in my recruiting days, and you're a manager, you have to hire people. It's like, yeah, I just kind of got the whole, like, you say one thing on your resume and then I put you in that in that position, and you're like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
like,
no, I get what you mean.
I know where I went with this, right? But yeah, hearing his voice, I mean, they're actors, they're gonna get it. I don't think that they would fuck up this character. Like, I really don't. This isn't like one of those She-Hulk Kevin moments, right? Like, I really do think that they're gonna get this one right. And I think when it's all said and done, we're all gonna be happy with it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I can't wait, dude. I'm pumped about this. But if you haven't heard this guy's voice naturally, go watch any video, man. He's done some awesome things, Final Fantasy. His voiceovers are just incredible. But yeah, let's keep it going, because Sean Levy said that he would love to make a Deadpool and Spider-Man movie after Wolverine MCU film. Now, he says, I feel like Tom Holland would run circles around everyone else. I think this pairing would be great, because just within comics, it's actually awesome. We've seen these two many times. Now, I would love to see Ryan Reynolds and Tom Holland team up together. Could we get this? Who knows? But I agree with Chiapet. I want to see this. I absolutely want to see this. And I know we're bound to see some kind of, not crossover, but we're going to see them at least communicate or have a conversation come, Secret Wars. I want to see that take place. I'd love to see some fun in some, pretty intense moments.
I think we get selfish sometimes and we get ungrateful. And what I mean by that is, for the longest time, I think a lot of people were like, we need Deadpool and Wolverine. And it's like, okay. And then we get it. Like, we're going to get it. Like, we're definitely going to get it. It's coming out in a few weeks. And we're talking about this. You know what I mean? Like, and it's nothing wrong with it. I do agree 100%. This would be great. It's just, I don't think that it would happen in, say, a solo project. I think, as we get to these events like Secret Wars and things like that, like, we're going to get these characters mingling with each other. You know what I mean? Like Iron Man with Star-Lord and all that. Like, that was kind of cool. But like, would I want to see that for a whole movie? Probably not. Right. Yeah. Just because, like, I'm not there for a comic, a comedian movie. I'm there for, like, an action movie. So yeah, like, I do think that it would be a really good pairing. It's just where we're going. I don't necessarily see it. Will they mingle? 100%, because they're going to cross paths with what they're doing. I just think that we need to just enjoy the Wolverine and Deadpool thing. Like, let's get to that first. You know what I mean? We're always, I feel like, not in just comics, but in life in general, we're like, what's next? What's next? What's next? Right? Like, just enjoy what you got.
I kind of want to see Ryan Reynolds be not a main Iron Man staple type status within the MCU, but I would love to see him at the front line moving forward. You know what I mean? Like having a big role within the MCU. Now
He's too popular, right? So like, why would they want to stay away from that? Like, I think that they've got a good thing, and I think this whole Deadpool Wolverine and him introducing to these things, I think that's them being like, okay, guys, we have Ryan Reynolds. It's a popular character. We got to keep him in the mix, and I think that's what we're getting.
But what makes that difficult is what type of character he is, and you got to remember that the Disney MCU, you cannot have such a character doing regular Deadpool stuff, right? So that's the only thing. You don't want to see him dumbed down. But besides the MCU, I don't know if you saw this, but within comics, apparently Marvel is shockingly announced they're planning on killing off Deadpool in September. Now, yeah, that's within comics, guys, not within,
so like what, in September? So by October, maybe US Thanksgiving, he'll be back.
Yeah, so I just want to let you guys know, of course, he dies many times within comics, but it's never been permanent death. But what they're saying right here is that within Deadpool 6 that's going to be coming out, you guys might want to keep an eye out for this book, because he's going to permanently die. And they even add an editor's note right here saying this is the first issue of a new era, and killing Deadpool now would be an insane thing to do, which is exactly why we're doing it. So even with the release of the movie, they're going to be killing Deadpool. Now, kind of what Newbie said, nothing in comics is for certain. The only death that should remain at all times, in my opinion, is Uncle Ben. That's just one of the deaths you could never reverse. But
in Captain America,
yeah, exactly. Well, no, you're talking what, the MCU Captain America?
What? No, what?
But yeah, so yeah, the death of Deadpool. Get your anniversary edition pre-ordered now. Chipette saying that's probably Lark, but Death Grip is a new villain. So yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think that also projects Death Grip into a high status. If he's the one that's going to be killing him, because it looks like he's punching his hand through his chest. Yeah, pretty interesting. Real Gwen has stayed dead. Yes, another one. So Gwen and Uncle Ben, those two for sure. I never want to see them reversed. But yeah, so just wanted to put that out there for, the comic lovers, that this is going to be taking place. So keep an eye out for that issue, Deadpool 6. Now, Newbie, we're going to take it home with the big topic of the week, because it seems a lot of people felt a certain way when it comes to AI stuff from now, unfortunately, Mattina. Francesco Mattina got called out.
Your boy.
Well, not entirely, bro. I know why you're saying that, but no. Superstar comic book artist Granov has called out cover artist Francesco Mattina for the use of generative AI to produce covers for DC Comics. And just to show you guys where that went, the beginning of the week started with that news, but now DC pulls Francesco Mattina variant covers following AI art allegations. Look at this. Last week, star comic book artist Granov alleged that Francesco Mattina, an artist who regularly did variant covers for DC titles and who had 3 solicited covers set to be released in September 2024, used generative artificial intelligence, at least in part, on his covers. Well, DC has now pulled all of Matina's future covers, including the previously solicited covers. So that's pretty quick action on DC's behalf. First and foremost, how do you feel about that?
I'm an art guy. That's, I always talk about that. What got me into comics is the art. You see the cover first, you see the art first. I always talk about how the art makes you kind of look twice. That's just how I've always felt. I always talk in lengths about how I like the 60s and 70s way of how they did comics. I really do hate how they do it nowadays with their art and all that stuff. Like, it's just, I don't know, that realistic. I'm not a fan of it. But then when you get to this, I mean, it's essentially cheating. So I'm not a fan of that. It's a easy way out. I think if it's something that is just used once, or he's had a few issues with a few times, I would say, okay, maybe the guy's in a rush, whatever. He just puts them together and whatever. But I mean, these guys have like weeks to do stuff. They've got free time. A lot of them work from like, an RV in fucking Hawaii or whatever. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
traveling the world and they just, so I don't know, but I'm not a fan of it's cheating in my opinion.
Yeah.
Short story, it's cheating.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Now check this as well, okay? Because I saw this as well. Now, when image generators first came to prominence, the first person who came to mind was the serial plagiarist Francesco Mattina, as I thought he'd think all his Christmases have come at once. If you don't remember, he made a whole career out of photo bashing other people's art, mine included. This is coming from Grainov, okay? And he says, into whatever you want to call his work, in quotation. I don't post about artists I dislike, but I neither consider him an artist nor can I hide my dislike for the continued blatant plagiarism. Anyhow, here's his new cover. Not only is he a hack, but he's not even good enough to hide the glaring mistake on one of the most iconic symbols in all of pop culture. And here it is. As you can see, details on the Superman S symbol, where it appears as though the bottom was replicated one too many times. So you can see at the bottom of it, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And then Granov's allegations, and he went further into detail in the comments of the post, noting other aspects of the artwork that seemed suspicious went viral, and other fans and artists begun to pick apart Mattina's other covers solicited for September, like his covers for Superman 18 and Batman the Brave and the Bold issue 17. So, DC's now pulled those books from the solicitations, so it's not taking place. They've already been some of them replaced, some not. But yeah, man. So I agree with you. The AI stuff, dude, I'm not a fan. I agree with Baker. Unfortunately, it's here whether we like it or not, and it's only going to continue. But props to DC, man. I am going to say props to DC for doing it, the right thing and pulling the books. And shout out to Granov for calling it off. You know what I mean? He just called it out and called it for what it is. Dude, we all feel a certain way, right? I'm against AI, to be honest with you. And I know some of the people here in the chat, some of our friends doing YouTube tend to put out AI content, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's what you're into. Nobody is going to judge you. But myself, for a personal preference, I'm not a fan. I personally am not a fan.
But you got to put it in this situation. If I were to come to you and say, "Hey, BC,
yeah,
I need you to make a Superman cover," okay? I'm paying you to make a Superman cover. I need it in my office a week today. And you come back with AI generated stuff.
Yeah.
Why am I paying you if I could just generate it myself?
Yeah.
Right. That's the other thing too. I totally understand it's here to stay. We see it every day. Things are coming out, technology and this and that. Graphic designers, unfortunately, they're going to be out. The only way they're going to keep business is if people want true people making their stuff and different from what is AI. But unfortunately, it's a evolving world, right? Like, it's change. Change is the only constant. So, yeah, I don't know. I would like the old school art. I don't necessarily like the art of today. I've said that for years. So yeah, but
some artists slap, bro. Some artists, there's a lot of good artists out there putting in.
100%.
Like, dude, I don't think many people are realizing when you read. I'm gonna just talk Ultimate Spider-Man because it's one of my favorites right now. But Chichetto is having a field day with art, man. The guy is putting out some great work, right? I'm loving it. So, like, for myself as a comic book fan, that means the world to me. So when I see things like this, the AI stuff, it's kind of, I overlook it because it's just not something I enjoy. And I'm not a fan of AI. Now, one thing that Chiapet is saying that is also factual, publishers can't use AI art because it's public domain, and of their characters are published using AI art, the work isn't owned by DC and it becomes public domain. So DC had to pull them, and that's true, right? Once you do that, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So there's a lot of good artists today that should be at the forefront, and I would totally agree. Take these guys away, take them out of the mix. They don't deserve to be there. Here you have, Chiapet saying Pepe Larraz and Jimenez, Chichetto, Mora, all ballers. Capullo is a big one, yes. So there you go.
I miss the days where when you said AI, you were talking about the one and only Mr. Crossover King, Allen Iverson himself. I miss those days.
Yep. But yeah, man. So that was a big talk this week, and I'm happy DC, pulled the trigger and removed them from the solicitations. But guys, that was the show tonight. That was the hot topics. That was the market report. That was the FOC, and that was my boy Newbie Comics on with me tonight. Now, Newbie, it's been a minute. Dan Delatorre dropped a very nice comment, and I agree with him because I know for a fact he does miss you. He says it's been too long since you've been on YouTube. Restart your show because I miss you on Tuesdays. See, he doesn't miss you on Sundays anymore, so you can take back the Tuesdays. But yeah, man, dude, I know we all miss you, but you do have some things cooking. Who knows? There
Yeah,
might
I
be
do. I
something.
do. I do. Yeah, I got a few things going. It's just timing. So yeah, just be on the lookout. I'm always active on IG. If anybody ever wants me to hop on, I mean, just let me know. I'm a busy guy, but I don't mind hopping on different shows. I'm not that popular, so don't feel like I can't go on your show. I just, you know, um, drink Bud Light, strawberry lemonades, and swear. So if you can handle that, let me know. But yeah, man, I enjoyed my time hanging out with you, man, and the chat, dude. I love just talking shop.
Yeah, man, dude, I always love it as well. Now, unfortunately, we may not be hanging out for quite some time, at least not until Terrificon. So Terrificon is where it's going to go down. I hope maybe we can hang out one more time beforehand, maybe get a pre-record in. We'll see.
Dude, yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Well, absolutely.
but yeah, Terrificon, it's going down, guys. So keep an eye out for the posts that are going to be dropping that week. I'm concerned that weekend that some certain posts should not be posted. We'll see. 3-0. Congrats to you, man. Shout out to Pookie. But yeah, man. So Terrificon, guys, if you're not aware of Terrificon, I highly recommend everyone if you can make the trip, come hang out, man. A lot of us are going to be there. Yeah, Cliff's going to be there. So a lot of people going down to Terrificon come August. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to the hang, Noob. Of course, you and myself are going to hang even after the show and shoot the shit a little bit. Because the game's pretty much over, right? It's 3-0.
92nd minute.
There you go. But chat, I appreciate you guys. Just want to remind you, next Sunday, I will not be going live, man. I won't be going live. So I will be dropping a video just, to make sure that my presence is still there on a Sunday night. But I do have some fun content I want to bring your way. Of course, I told you guys that I was going to do the blacklist. So we're going to be putting the blacklist out next Sunday, recapping all of my favorite sales from the month of June. So keep an eye out for that. Noob. Hope to see you again soon on YouTube. You're missed. The chat missed you, bro.
I miss hanging out with you guys, man. I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could say I missed you, but I didn't even have a chance to miss you. I talk to you every day. So, guys, have yourselves a great week, and I will be back live in 2 weeks. But besides that, keep an eye out for the video drop. All right. Have a good one, guys. Adios.